And Ryan.
Yes.
Please indulge us. How is this color picked?
Yes.
What's there's the secret? So many colors. How is this specific color deemed worthy of a year color?
Welcome to Beaver Banter, the podcast where we dive into all things home improvement. Brought to you by Busy Beaver Building Centers. We're here to bring you insider stories and expert tips. Join us as we chat with our amazing employees, trusted vendors, and industry professionals. Get ready to be inspired and entertained. Let's get building.
Hello, Busy Beaver neighbors.
Hello.
I'm Lizzy, your marketing manager.
And I'm Karen, director of marketing.
And this is Beaver Banter. Welcome back.
Welcome.
We are happy to have you, and we are so excited to introduce our next guest, our amazing paint vendor.
Yes.
I'm going to blush.
Yes. That's what we're here for.
This is Ryan with PPG.
Well, thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
No problem. My pleasure.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Ryan is like an extension of our team for sure. He is in our stores. How many times a week are you?
3 to 4.
Yeah.
3 to 4.
3 to 4 times
crazy.
a week working with our teams. And yeah, we love having him around.
I feel the same. I always tell everyone it's we. I always speak of us as we. And I'm like, I got to kind of sometimes my company, your company, but every time I talk to customers, it's we.
No,
So.
that's amazing.
Well, actually, you are growing a beaver tail, so you are turning into a
That's
we.
a real commitment to Busy Beaver. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, tell Adam, watch out if I have to be the mascot ever. So.
Yeah, right? He'll probably take you up on that. Careful what you say.
Literally.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and
Sure.
your journey with PPG? And
Sure. It's a unique experience, I'll tell you that. So I've been with PPG 9 years in February. Now I'm in sales, right? Key account manager, cover you guys. I have a few other customers, but my journey actually before this, not in paint. So I at least not the selling paint. I was on the finance and credit side of things. So the first 6.5, 7 years of my life, I worked on what's called store credit and store accounts. I managed the states of Michigan, Kentucky, Indiana. I covered PA just whenever someone wasn't there. And basically I gave loans for paint.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
I
really
don't think you guys
cool.
knew this, right?
No.
So we dealt with everyone, mostly end users, from, giving $1,000 to a couple $1 million of paint we'd sell. It's nuts. I helped paint a lot of stuff, I would say. I mean, from Michigan Stadium, the big house, to Las Vegas Raider Stadium, we had customers do that. I have a gentleman in Dominican Republic, painted everything there. Hence why I'm going to go there. He's a nice guy.
That is crazy.
Hopefully I see him. But yeah, so I did that for 6.5 years, progressed up, became senior credit analyst. I trained a lot of people through there. And then I transitioned from stores to our dealer side, or dealer channel we call it, basically retail and resale, which you guys are in, which I don't know if I told you this either. You guys were actually one of my customers on that side.
Ooh.
So I managed the entire northeast of the country, from parts of Ohio, West Virginia, Maryland, and then up. I think what made it different too is from behind the desk, I always liked being out in front of people. So I always went and saw customers. I visited some crazy places, some nice plants in Cynthiana, Kentucky. They would powder coat stuff, and I always try to get out and see people, which kind of led to people saying, "Hey, what are you doing in this role? You should be in sales."
Yeah.
And I said, I don't want to be in sales. I know numbers. Let's be in numbers.
Right.
Basically, then the pandemic hit. I sat in my house for so long. I was stuck behind a desk in my house forever. I also did a lot of projects too, which I have no idea how I got involved. So I built a CRM tool. I'm basically an IT tool that helped.
You built a CRM tool?
No, I was part of a team that built one.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah, they came to me and said, "Hey, how can we integrate this in the credit and what you guys do?" So me and my boss at the time spent probably 3 days a week for 9 months with people from everywhere. The team in the Czech Republic came. The people who helped build it from the Netherlands. So they'd meet in Cranberry twice a month.
What?
And, yeah, we do this.
Wow.
It was pretty crazy. Then I moved on to the next role. So I went from store side to resale, and my customer list actually dropped substantially. We had 10,000 end users. Then they had 250 accounts. I was like, this is nice.
Oh my god.
But as I did that, I started picking up more projects and stuff. We acquired some stuff out in the middle of the country called Milestones, VersaFlex, Raven, and I was tasked to, hey, how are we going to integrate them into PPG and what we do here? So it was kind of tough and kind of made me crazy because I worked for my company PPG. We bought one, and I always had the VPN into their systems, so I couldn't do anything in Cranberry's offices. It's just our stuff wouldn't let it, the security. So then there's time, again, pandemic hit, and it's time for a change. Let's get out and see people.
Wow.
It's obvious I like to talk, so.
Yeah, I mean, I can't
Sit behind a
imagine you being happy behind a desk.
I know.
The funny thing at work every morning, people would always yell like, Ryan, be quiet, do some work. And I'm like, oh, I did all mine. So I'm very anxious. Like, I hate having people wait. I hate responding to emails 6 days later. Boom, get it done now. I want to get it done. So I always had time to kill one, yeah.
Were you the kid in like second grade where the teacher would have to say, Ryan, you shut up now?
No, I was pretty good because I never liked to get scolded. So I was always, yes, sir. No, no, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, no. Like, I don't want my parents to know I got in trouble. So I was always attentive there. I just always, my mind wanders a lot too.
Yeah, that's so cool. And you have to have a creative mind to do what you do and sell us these products and train our employees.
Yeah, and I think the difference too from someone who's been in my position, because honestly, a lot of times, you probably have with other vendors, they've been in this role 40 years, 30 years, the whole family, this and that.
Right.
I bring a different perspective, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I come in and I'm fresh. I'm still learning this. So I could teach people, hey, I just learned this. Your store associates, I just learned this. This is how we do it. Or I see things differently. A big struggle we had in the stores are how we just make colors and tint stain. So I met with some people in Bill Lane and whatnot. I said, how can we improve this? What we need to do? And I went to PPG, wrote like a little essay and said, this is my opinion, like how we need to change this. I don't want to say it was me. I don't know. I was called in some meetings. Boom, our stains changed, and we seen growth with Busy Beaver.
What?
That was within the first 8 months of this role. So
that's crazy. So how long have you been our manager, our account manager?
I want to say it was 2023. I picked it up. No, 2022.
I was gonna say, I feel like
May
it's been a little longer.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I think it will be 3 years come up May.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's fortunately when you get old, things just blend together. So it's
I'm not. I don't really know.
Time is
But yeah, it's been great, and like I said, it's fun. It's a chance to learn, and this was the best role for me because I kept getting asked like, "Hey, I had a gentleman in Michigan. He's like, you should move up to Michigan and sell paint." I'm like, I don't want to move to Michigan.
Right.
Why would I want to move to Michigan? And then he actually switched roles and went to Florida. He's like, "You want to come and live in Orlando?" And I said, "No."
That's a better offer than Michigan.
Yeah, you're getting better, but.
And then he threw out, "How about Siesta Key?" I'm like, "Oh boy." And I said, "I just don't know anything about paint. Like, I need to learn all this." So, I started learning more and more. I switched this role, and it was, again, to my opinion, it was the best role for me. It was a good place to grow and learn this. And as I'm learning it, I can teach others. So
yeah.
That's awesome.
And not only does Ryan get us great seats at the Penguin game, because he does do that, he does also do a lot of training with our associates. He's the leader of the certified paint program. Yes. So can you tell our listeners what that means and
absolutely.
what the program is?
So a great thing, in my opinion, about Busy Beaver versus every other store out there is you guys have true experts and stuff. I don't think any of your Busy Beaver associates necessarily like high. I feel like sometimes I go in a store and it's like there's 80 people working here, but I don't see anyone. So if you have a project and you need to ask, you guys know. Someone in the store knows what to do in every project. Paint's a newer, I won't say newer thing to Busy Beaver, but it's definitely a different thing that to most people, just paint on the wall.
Exactly.
Right.
So PPG and Busy Beaver collab and created this a manual, a booklet here for let's become experts on this. So essentially what I do is I go and we have hands-on training. My main goal the first time I tell everyone, I'm going to teach you 4 things. My background's numbers. So I don't want to teach you, Liz, let me teach you 100 things. I see you next month and you remember 2. You're like, what happened?
Right.
So let me teach you 4 and let's build upon that. If you remember 2 or 3, that's good percentage versus, the latter. But so a lot of it's hands-on. We teach them. My whole thing when I leave, I want to make sure you're comfortable with tinting the product. But the certified paint program we have goes in detail. It's Paint 101. It's our products ins and outs. It's problems, solutions if something arises. Then it goes into colors and how the colors interact with moods and whatnot. So it's a little bit of everything, and it truly makes people experts. It's an 8-section course we essentially go. Your associates will take tests, and they got to pass these tests to move on and become an expert. The tests aren't gimmies either. They're tough.
Right.
They're hard.
Oh, yeah. I looked through the book before. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm impressed that these, associates have that title as an expert because I look through this. I'll flip to the quizzes. I'll be like, oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's tough. And, a lot, it's great to have. Honestly, I think I always try to make people at ease. Like the toughest question, in my opinion, we get asked in stores it's an opinion question. What's your favorite color? What would you pick? And I say, I stay away from that. But to have the knowledge, if someone does ask you, it's awesome. Yeah, that's when people feel unprepared. So it's good to have something like that.
And redirect the question to something that's factual. It's like, well, do you want a brighter...
Exactly.
Because do you have windows in that room?
Right.
Do you want to brighten up the room? You know what I mean?
So, do you want this room to feel calming? Is it somewhere you want to be relaxed, or you want energy in it? You want to bring out... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I think that, like you said, a lot of places don't have this focus on it. So putting that focus on it, when customers come in, they know they're going to get the product right, because you do all that, specific training on the how to do it, the processes, all that. But also, like these are real world scenarios. Like that's great. You know how to tint it. But then the first time somebody comes up and asks you a question that you didn't expect, are people, going to panic? So I think that's a really cool part of it.
Absolutely. Again, it's becoming well-rounded. It's awesome to go in a store and talk to an associate, and they can tell you everything about everything in that store. Hey, you know how to do this project, and boom, they're on it. It's awesome. It's amazing. Again, the culture you guys built here is awesome. I greatly appreciate all the expertise you guys have in your stores. It's phenomenal.
Do you feel pride whenever your students, they know the answers?
Actually, I do. And they're CSI. I don't like to tell people, but like if they have someone taking these tests too and they pass them, I usually try to reward them. Take them pizza, have them bring them lunch or stuff. And they don't know why I do this, but it's like, hey, you're participating. You're looking to grow and better yourself as well as the company. And let's face it, my job is to sell more paint. That's right. And if I can help you guys do that, we both win. So I'm like, thank you. Like, I appreciate that.
Oh my gosh. That is so sweet.
That really is.
And people are like, hey, we didn't get pizza. Well, have someone take some more tests.
Oh, yeah, right? Exactly. Let's
they just see your face and expect the pizza to just come with you. Doesn't work that way.
It does not.
So can you explain to our listeners how the program kind of bleeds into customer service and how that the experts can help them?
I just think it's confidence overall, right? If you really, truly know what you're talking about, it's not a selling point. It's just as natural to you. And you're also helping the customer out for the better. I always tell people, I don't want to just sell you something. Like, I want to blow your expectations away. So I don't want to say, and I mean, if you go other places, you buy other stuff, you see it's like, you should buy this because it's the best. Why? Because its price point's the most. And that's not necessarily true. Like, what's the best you need for this job? And let me actually blow your expectations and have you spend less amount than you thought. And people, not only do you build a better culture, you build a better, people want to come back and keep buying.
They'll trust you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, why sell you something that's $300 when I can get the same thing done for $50? It's
I wasn't
exceed your
expecting
expectation.
That was a good.
So that's why I never wanted to be in sales, because I always had sales like, you need to just push, and I was never like that. I'm always too honest to a fault. I want to just. So I basically undersell you, like, here, you should buy this, and when you get home, you're like, holy cow, this is awesome.
Right.
Like, I got all that for this,
Right. Oh, maybe I'll do another room, and it leaves you with a positive experience and feeling.
And I always say, again, when I'm in your stores, I don't see it as like, I need to sell my products. I'm like, no, I try to help sell everything. Because the goal...
Yeah, I've seen you helping people, up and down other aisles. And
the end goal is the best... customer service we can give to any customer walking the door, they're eventually going to have to lead back and come by with something I sell. That's my thought. Right. So if it's not now, maybe it's next time, maybe it's time after. Yeah. And maybe it's not only, Lizzy or you, Karen, hey, you might tell a friend, a family member, and all of a sudden we get multiple people. And that's how I lived like my whole life. I used to manage, crazy. I used to manage a bank for all this stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And this was right when the loans started plummeting. We saw interest rates at 3.25%. They want to remortgage, do this, and I'd talk people out of it. And like, what do you mean? I'm like, you've paid all this money into your mortgage. It's not doesn't make sense to refi. You got to spend all the money bringing someone in to close a loan. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. And I'd show them there's schedules and stuff, an amortization schedule. I'd break it down. So you're spending more money. And my boss like, what are you doing? We're losing money. All of a sudden, they come back for a personal loan, credit card, this and that. So I just think,
and they remember the experience. That guy was honest with me. He seemed to care. And
it's kind of the golden rule. Just do the right thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like it always works out. So
yeah.
Wow.
I know.
We love a salesman that has a nice outlook on us, the customer.
Yes.
I try to be as honest as I can. And I always put myself in those shoes. What would I actually do?
Yeah.
So,
wow.
No, I think that's great.
I think at the end of the day, it should only work out. So
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? It may come back and bite me, but we'll see.
Yeah, right. It hasn't this far, so
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yes.
So let's talk about the color of the year. Okay, let's just get the
Let's do
elephant
it.
out of the room. And Karen, do you want to explain the color before I get into the hard questions?
The actual color?
Yeah.
Yeah, so PPG has announced that their 2025 color of the year is purple basil.
Yes.
The dusty violet with mauve undertones.
Yep. And Ryan,
Yes.
please indulge us. How is this color picked?
Yes.
How do you,
What's the
there's
secret?
so many colors. How is this specific color deemed worthy of a year color?
So I actually had to do some research on this because I would say most people in my company don't really know what's involved. I didn't either. It's kind of intense, and I was blown away. So we have a team. We have a team of 35 stylists across the world who do this.
Wow.
It takes them actually a year and a half to develop this.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
So most people, you have a pile of colors. It's got to be one of those, right?
You just close your eyes and just pick one.
Right.
Hey, we see this often. So there's 35 stylists. We have 5 in the States. Rosa.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I've never met somebody
Insane.
who was so passionate about color, and yeah, she was fantastic.
And the way our stylists they see is nuts. Like Rosa can pick a color, any color, and say this has hints of this. That. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And it's they're specialists. Like they're professionals. What they do for a reason. It's insane. I'm just a basic guy. I'm like, yeah, I like the black color. I like this color.
Right.
So, but there's 35 stylists, 5 in the States, and then there's 11 countries involved.
What?
Yeah. Right. It's not just
And it's the same color worldwide.
yes.
That's awesome.
What?
We have 8 business units, so we coat different parts. So each one's segmented. If it's PMC, like marine coatings, if it's aerospace, if it's stuff like that. So we have 8 units involved. Each stylist selects 4 to 6 colors, and they basically pick something and they want to build a story on it. So they look into fashion, design, automotive, nature. Which again, she started telling me this. I'm like, wow, I never really thought about that. Like you see appliances like a toaster or a mixer. They start seeing what's coming trendy, and they pull from all these stuff, like everything. So each stylist has 4 to 6 colors. The States, the U.S. brings ours together, all 5 stylists, and they pitch, here's our 4 to 6. Go through the story of each one and why it should be. They narrow it down to the one. Globally, they do the same thing, and then they all meet and say, all right, we all have these colors. What color do we want to come out with?
Wow.
It's nuts. A year and a half process, too. I was like, wait, what?
Wow.
Like,
Does the person who picked the color initially get a stipend?
I don't know. I never asked that question because I was blown away. I just kept repeating, like, I know I work for this company, but I guarantee 99% of this company doesn't understand what's involved in this.
Wow.
Like, it's intense.
That's
And,
amazing.
like-
I love that they come up with, or like develop a story as to why, the color and,
So
really...
they don't even just pick one. So the color of the year, this is our focus, but there's a palette they build around it too. Like that's why I brought this in here.
Yeah.
In here, there's a whole palette of it of different colors that go and accent this and whatnot. I'm like, wow, it's intense. And this year they told me, I think in August they started working on 2026.
Wow.
Right? Is that right? What year are we in? 2025?
Yeah. We'll be 2025, so then I guess they're working on 2026.
That's insane. So I know this is since we just found this out, this is a question that just popped in my mind.
Uh-oh.
And you might not know the answer, and that's fine. But what's the story of that color?
It has to do with kinetic and stuff. I didn't ask too in detail.
Okay.
We were talking and like, I'm sure it's actually in this brochure.
Now, do all of our stores get that?
I usually give it to ones who had the room, and I like dumb one would definitely get it. I gave it to tanning.
Mm-hmm.
Just ones I see make sense. I can give it to absolutely all of them. Sometimes it just causes clutter though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't like clutter, so if it's just if it's too much, if anything, I usually put it in the drawers. But
Yeah.
sometimes it goes overlooked, unfortunately.
But that's online.
Yeah, we can get it. I mean, I have a ton of these in my car.
Yeah, I
More
mean, if
welcome.
anyone's interested in learning more about that, because the thought goes into it,
Yeah,
and we really would like people to go, explore that.
It's again, I was not aware of what went into it because I always wonder how do they pick these? What goes into this?
Right.
And it was
You didn't question it until we questioned it.
pretty much yeah.
See, look
It was just the color of the year because
It was just the color
It
of
was
the year.
just the color
That's
of
what
the
we
year.
do, guys.
I mean, I know we had
know what you mean, though.
I knew we had a
something
team
that happens, and
like,
yeah.
And it's a huge reveal. I mean, we did it. I think it was in Orlando this year. We had it in Disney, I believe. It's a big thing. Like we have people in, and it's a huge thing. I'm just a basic guy though. It's like I like blue, I like this, I like that. I don't.
Right.
That's why when people ask, "Hey, what color do you like?" Don't ask me. I usually try to find a lady, like an associate, like, "Hey, can you come help me?"
Well, I also like that the color of the year, like, I mean, at least the ones that I've seen, and this included, I think there's a lot of universal like uses for it. And like you said, there's a palette.
Yeah.
So those are good options for recommending colors because, they're on trend. They're, usually neutral enough that they appeal to a wide audience. So I really like this color.
I do too, actually.
Yeah.
This reminds me, I was telling the lady, my first year at PPG in 2016, we had this color called Black Flame.
Yeah, I think I remember. I
saw it on automobiles they brought cars, and it looked phenomenal in a car. And it had like, just depending on how the sun hit it, it looked purple, it looked blue, it looked awesome. Cool. And it reminded me of this.
Yeah,
I like that.
I was shocked to see that color come up because I thought it was more trendy and like what's going on, and that was not on my bingo card for 2025. So I was shocked whenever I saw that. I think the greens are in. I know you guys. You guys do green last year? No, it was yellow last year.
Vining Ivy was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Right. So yeah, you can't double up there. But but yeah, it's a beautiful color.
No, I think, again, it's awesome. And just understanding that process, I'm a person that likes to learn. She was telling me, I was blown away. I'm like, you got a year and a half? I was like, wow.
There's a job for everything.
Yes.
I mean, what they do is amazing. Rosa is just phenomenal. How she does what she does. It's crazy. So kudos to those guys.
When I met her, it was at an event we did at one of our stores. It was a ladies' night. And she came out, and I think the color that year was more of like a teal color, if I'm remembering right, or we might have done like the next year.
Yeah.
Was there something like that? And she brought like M&Ms in the color of the year, and like just all kinds of little things that were the color of the year. And it's just fun. It's a good conversation starter, even if that's not the color, the customer's gonna, end up ultimately going with. It gets your attention. It's
absolutely
something fun.
They did a really good job this year.
Yeah.
And do you know who picked that?
I don't.
Do we know what country picked it?
I have no idea.
No. That'd be fun to.
That's okay.
Fun to find out.
Yeah, I'm curious. A fun fact. Back in my old position at PPG, I used to get invited to meetings all the time in Beijing.
Really? Did you ever go?
Did you go?
No, never. It was all teams, and it was like 3 a.m. I'm like, sorry, I cannot attend. I'd always decline.
Oh,
that's
crazy. Yeah, that'd be a bit much. If you didn't have to be on it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. So winter is the perfect time for indoor projects as, you get all cooped up. You don't want to, you can't do anything outside in some cases. So can you tell us why, like, painting will come to mind?
Yeah. So usually wintertime, Christmas, Thanksgiving, even New Year's, people having a lot of people over. Outside's a little bit different, right? Can you do landscaping? Well, and I always say this too about painting, which people don't understand. It can change your room drastically, and it's the cheapest way to change your room.
Yes.
But, like, you hear people like, I want to update my room. Like, I want to get furniture. I want to get new end tables, this and that. Hey, if you want to buy a couch, come to Busy Beaver. Your Ashley furniture is phenomenal, actually.
Literally.
Thank you.
It's great.
I wish more people would appreciate it.
I know.
The way it deserves. So thank you.
It's great. The last few years have been phenomenal.
Yes.
But I say, like, it just adds up. The easiest, simplest, cheapest way to change your room is to paint it.
And like, if you're not the most handy person, or you're not doing DIY projects or crafting or building things, you probably can still paint a room.
Yeah.
I
think people get nervous too, just because, I don't want to, and all of our paint interior is going to be water-based. So they get, what if I just take a rag and wipe it off?
Right.
But like literally for under $100, if you think about any room, say 2 gallons you're going to use, a brush, a roller, a tray, you're spending under $100 can completely, drastically change the look of that room.
And paint's usually on sale at Busy Beaver.
Yes.
So
we always have
check
deals.
the ad.
Yes.
Yeah. And so you're inside, you're cooped up. A lot of people got to do something. Especially me. That's what I'm actually going to do in December.
Same.
I got to redo my downstairs. So I'm going to paint and freshen up your room, get a kickstart for the new year, and feel good about it. Because let's face it, once spring, summer comes, everyone wants to be outside.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be cooped up painting.
Right. Yeah.
No,
at least interior. Sense. So that's why I always try to get done. That's why I think it's phenomenal. And again, people are gonna save expensive around Christmas. $100. You want to people come in. Holy cow, this looks very nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
Fresh,
we do have a couple myth or fact questions that I came up with because I am a little skeptical of it, and you kind of hit a couple of them. So, and I want your professional opinion. And this is not facts, people, because we aren't scientists here. But myth or fact, does color actually affect the mood?
My opinion.
Yes.
Does it affect me? I'm always happy-go-lucky and scatterbrained, so I don't think color.
You are, I believe that.
I mean, like, I'm always like cheerful. I'm like, huh? But I mean, there are studies that yes, color in fact can change it. So you have your warm and cool colors. Warm with red, oranges, and yellows. Promotes energy, brightness, happiness. Mm-hmm. Cool colors are blues, greens, purples for calmness, tranquility, serenity. And we've seen some of this changing. So I would say it's probably a fact. As COVID years, we saw a lot of color trends. And they're all. I feel like neutrals are always going to be in. They're still in.
Yeah.
But this is why COVID. We saw a lot of whites, a lot of grays, which I still love. Actually, I'm really kind of basic. I like stuff. But
the clean colors.
Yeah, we see a lot of stuff pulling away from that, and the more warmer colors are, the beiges are coming back and stuff because I think people spent so much time inside. They just, I want to say, felt like they're in a jail cell all the time, but kind of sense. So they're bringing color back.
Just want more of that warmth.
Yes, and we see light blues and like light greens. We're seeing that more. So that's why I would say it's probably a fact. I think after so long inside, people are like, I need something to change. But again, for me.
Yeah, well, for one, I believe that about you. I do, right? Like, I don't think you are always like this. This isn't just you're putting on a show, and I think that's awesome. And it's probably what makes, part of what makes the certified paint program work really well, because those associates are excited to see you and excited to work with you, and they have a fun day and get pizza. And then
they don't know that. Still hit it.
But I do agree. I think, at least for me, that I probably don't think about it, but I do believe that that's true. I think I can be a little bit more of an anxious person, and if I am in rooms that have some of those, more blues, greens, like those cooler colors, I do feel like it has some sort of effect.
I think why it's harder for me too is I'm always on the go. Like I'm never at home.
Right.
Until recently. I told you I recently purchased a house last year and stuff. So yeah, thank you. So I have to do more projects, but before that I was never at home. So I literally used my old places for a place to eat, sleep, and that was about it.
Yeah.
So
right.
I don't spend too much time inside. I like to be outside.
I love my house. I'm a homebody. So, but my house doesn't have much lighting. So I instinctually painted everything a bright color because I just don't have that much natural light. So, but.
What colors did you go with?
So the first episode we kind of covered it. I love painting. Like, painting is one of my favorite things to do at my house.
I love to hear this.
Yes.
Perfect.
And so I used to, at my parents' house when I lived with them, I used to paint my room, and they could vouch for it, at least once a year. Like, it was always a different color. Like, I loved, like, expressing myself on my walls, and I loved painting. So, we painted our bedroom it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful, like, sage green on the lighter side.
Yeah. That's awesome.
God, it's beautiful, and I love it. So, yeah.
You and my girlfriend get along.
Yeah.
So we both have spare rooms. Hers is a green.
Aw.
Perfect.
What color is yours?
Like a lighter. It's like a grayish blue.
Nice.
Okay. I did shark. That's one of your colors, shark. It's like a gray, but it has that blue hint to it. That's my office color. So
I kind of messed up actually. When I got my paint, I ordered from a store and I told them the wrong color. So they're on the same like spectrum. It's like -4, -5, and I told them one. But I still actually love it. It's not turned out really nice.
That's awesome.
So it turned out.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't think it's the color. And I look, I'm like, oh man, I told him the wrong color.
Nice.
I was in one of your stores, I know, and I called him, like, hey, can you make some paint? I'm going to come grab it. And yeah. Because when I did this, when I painted my house, so I used a different paint on every room. I wanted to compare stuff we saw in store, stuff we have in our own stores, and, say, hey, this is speaking on, because normally working for the company without being this, I only used our product, PPGs. So I wanted to use something we had on retail shelves in the Glidden lineup. So I actually grabbed a little bit of everything. So
Did you have a favorite?
I thought they were all great. I thought what we sell in Busy Beaver, Glitter Total's phenomenal.
Oh yeah, that's all I buy.
Nice.
I think I use our spread. I think spread gets overlooked because Total's so great. I think spread's phenomenal as well, especially for the price point. I think they're both. I always tell everyone in stores, the best paint we have on the shelf and the price point is our Total.
Yeah.
Spread, I don't think it gets love just because everyone loves Total so much. But I would say, in my opinion, if you have kids or you have to clean a wall a lot, I would probably stick with Total. Just a little more durable, a little more cleaned a little better. But I think spreads, again, it needs some more love in stores.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's phenomenal. I think everyone would be very, very surprised with spread if they just
tried it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But I would say for sure Total's our number one seller in there. But yeah, I would agree too. It's phenomenal.
So one more myth or fact. Sorry, Karen.
Yeah.
I'm dragging a little bit.
You're good.
Myth or fact, in your professional opinion, does the color affect the size of the room?
I think that is a fact. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Give me why.
Well, have you ever seen this? The darkest black there is. Have you ever seen this thing for
who's
that?
painting their
No,
rooms
but
black?
if you do, everything's condensed, right? The darker color. I'm trying to express this fact here. But lighter colors like a white, a light blue, a light gray, they're going to make a space feel bigger.
You know what makes a space feel bigger?
Less stuff and less clutter.
Mirrors.
Oh.
Yes, true.
Mirrors.
True.
I swear, if you have a mirror in your room, it just automatically makes it bigger. I don't know.
Yeah.
Call me crazy, but
No, I think that makes sense. And I think I do agree that I think the colors make a difference. And I kind of obviously, I think white works. I think if you paint the room white or a very light, beige or gray, it's going to be bigger. But something about like a light color, I honestly kind of feel like with white trim, I feel like makes it look even bigger. I don't know. That's probably not a fact, but
that's Karen's fact.
It's Karen's fact. Karen's opinion.
So you like color on the wall versus white?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I do, and I like the contrast of like the trim being white and a color. But I don't want a dark wall, but I like a light color. I mean, right now I do have a similar like a grayish blue.
That's what mine is.
Yeah.
My living room's it's called Flagstone Gray with white trim. My hallways I left white. Just in my bathroom's white.
That's so bold. I would never have a white wall. I'm just so scared that like something would happen. I have 2 German Shepherds. And they just bolt into my house, and it could be the rainiest day, and they're shaking, and it would just be a mess.
You like painting, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say you can just paint it again.
Not because of that reason,
right.
But
I guess what brings you to painting? Because I always see twofold. People love painting, or people and I think what people fear about painting. It's not painting itself. It's they're like, oh, I got to move this, I got to move that, I got to pull this out, I got to cover that. I think it's just the work because I'm on both ends. Like I don't mind. I actually think painting's very peaceful and like a mindless job to do when you're doing it. It's just like, oh, I got to move all this stuff. Like I got to paint my laundry room. Like I don't want to pull everything out of there. So I guess why do you like? Is it just something clears your mind?
It's just funny you say that about the laundry room because currently my laundry room is maybe a quarter painted, my ceiling, because we have wood joists, and I wanted to paint it white to brighten it up, make it more look industrial, and paint the pipes black. And
I gotta show you something to do then.
Right? Okay, well, you show me offline.
Yeah.
But my fiance is gonna kill me because he hates half projects. Like he needs to finish it.
That's how I am.
So when I start something, sometimes I just instinctually feel like he's gonna also do it. So he gets, hooked into my projects and he's kind of catching on to it. And now he's not catching, getting hooked anymore. So, but why do I like painting? I think I totally agree with you. It's just the cheapest way to update a room. And I am like, I don't know. That's
I think it's crazy too, because I don't think people ever think about updating room and the cheapest being painting. Because again, first it's like, I need new furniture, I need new end tables, I need new TV stand, console, I need all. Right. And it's like, you can keep everything the same, just switch your paint colors. And I'm sure everyone, holy cow, this place looks,
100%.
Yeah, I agree. I will say for me, I it's the moving stuff that holds me back from doing it. I'm just like, this is, if I could just like snap my fingers and the stuff's out, like I think I would paint.
Again, and I struggle because I hear people like, oh, I don't want to, and I think it's that reason for the majority of people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I have been thinking I wanted to upgrade my, change. I don't know if upgrade, it's a pretty color, my blue-green to something a little bit different. So maybe this will be in some inspiration.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan, can we ask you some rapid fire questions?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
What is your favorite color and what's your favorite color for your home walls, which I think you answered?
Yeah, so my favorite color is blue. If I had to be specific, I don't know. This navy blue on here is beautiful, actually. But I like royal blue.
Okay.
That's controversial.
Why so?
I don't know. That's such an intense color.
I think it matches my personality.
I was going to say, you're like intense, but in a fun way.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at you and just think royal blue now.
So, unfortunately, the hair color, I can't like some colors. Like, if I wear green, my nieces always look like a leprechaun.
Oh, my.
I get it all the time. So, I shy away from those things. But no, blue.
I like it.
I love kids. They're so honest.
I know. My color on the wall, I have a gray. I told you, flagstone gray. I think it's phenomenal. I think when people first see it too on a swatch, it makes like it might be a little darker, but when it's on the walls, it looks great.
Awesome.
And because, as you said, I love the popping and contrast colors. White trim with the gray.
Oh, like so clean.
That's why my bathroom's it's all white walls with black everything, and it looks.
Ooh.
It's like the fixtures are black.
That's awesome.
My shower head, it's black. And it looks great. Yeah, that's cool.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I love that
contrast.
That's awesome.
That's why I like the clean colors. So again, just you want blue, I'm like, whatever. But
all right, finish this sentence, Ryan. Winter is perfect for.
It doesn't have to pertain to PPG. Just what do you think of?
I would say a few things, and they kind of are on opposite side of the spectrum here. One, definitely, like we spoke about earlier, is inside projects. I go crazy not doing something. I'm always on the go, always. So I always have to keep my mind busy. So inside projects, but then it's relaxing. Yeah. Like there's nothing better to me, and we haven't seen this for years. Like a nice snowfall. Yeah. And I'm sitting outside just like staring out the window like, oh, this looks so nice and calming.
Aww.
Like I go up, heading up this for bear camp. My buddy has this beautiful picture windows. It's always up in the middle of nowhere. I'll pass like by Kane. So it's about a 2-hour drive north. And biggest snowflakes fall. It's over this nice setting. There's a creek in the back. And it looks so, I just sit there and I stare out there for hours. I'm like, this is nice.
It's like a painting.
Yeah, it honestly is. I have a video of it. I'm like, this is like, no one believes this. It's a movie. And it's the relaxation I get. And I also, because my industry in paint, I feel like is more dominated everything happens in the summer. Yeah. I always take vacations in winter. So it's a great time to vacation.
No, that's awesome.
I always feel too antsy to take one during the summer and come back to a million things to do. So I try to, December is usually my time to vacation. So
have you ever had spiked hot chocolate?
I've never had. I've had
what do you spike it with?
Okay, so Bailey's only in the winter time. They have chocolate. I don't know what that kind of liquor is called, but it's Bailey's brand. But they only have it during winter time. And if you put that in hot chocolate,
phenomenal.
Sounds delicious. Sounds like something you should have at this cabin.
Exactly.
I've had apple cider, like warm apple cider spiked and stuff.
Never had that, but that would
maybe I have a fire going. I'm going up Friday.
There you go. Check it out. All right, Lizzy, you want to ask a couple more quick ones?
Yes. What's your favorite holiday movie?
Oh.
Are you like a Christmas movie kind of guy?
Man, it's changing. I just feel like, as a kid in high school, I got out. I'm a man. So I didn't do much Christmas stuff. I lived on my own for I don't know how long. I never decorated since I got my house.
That's sad.
I mean, trust me. My girlfriend reminds me. Since I got my house, I can't wait to. I think our tree looks phenomenal. I was already a couple weeks ago, and I think my neighbors thought I was crazy because I said I'm never decorating before Thanksgiving. But it was so nice. I started putting outside lights up. They're not on yet, trust me. But I didn't want to get on my roof and when it's freezing cold and snowing.
Right.
But my favorite movie is probably Home Alone.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like Elf. I like all those, but I'm going to go back to classic Home Alone.
That's a good one. I do watch that every year.
I've never fully watched that.
Oh, my goodness.
That's your assignment for the show. You have to watch that.
She's
young.
Yeah,
but it holds up. It holds up.
So what was your favorite Christmas movie?
My favorite, I do watch Home Alone every year. My absolute favorite is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I've been watching that every year since
I
I don't even know how long.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
That
How
one
about
was a
you?
good one. I like. Have you ever seen those claymations?
Yes.
A
You
Year
love it.
Without a Santa Claus.
I couldn't tell you the
Ooh.
names of them.
My God.
Yeah, I don't think I can tell the names of them, but they are cute. They're fun.
Oh, they just like bring me
They
back.
make you like get in the
Is
spirit.
that what, like the abominable snowman and the
Mm-hmm.
little elf? I don't remember, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those, I mean, I remember those when I was real young.
Yep.
Mhm.
And Rudolph.
Yes.
A Year Without a Santa Claus. And then there's another one. Santa Claus is Coming to Town is the other one.
Nice.
I couldn't tell you the names.
We just like it just brings me back to whenever I lived at my parents' house and decorating the tree with my mom. It's just like
Aw.
so nostalgic to me. And it's only been 3 years I've been moved out, but it's still, it's starting to feel that feeling. So
I'm shocked I didn't hear like the new elf and stuff like that. I thought something.
No.
I mean, they're good, but
I put on. Yeah, I don't.
they're
like
not.
the Grinch is
not
all
my
right.
top one.
Oh, I know every
What's the Jim Carrey
word.
one?
The Jim Carrey one. I know every.
I just
gosh.
watched that for the first time. I think last year.
It is good.
My fiance can't watch it with me because I literally will sit there and say the whole movie.
Oh my gosh.
The problem is I'm not much of a movie person, so a lot of these new ones I don't get. Like my girl, she asked me if I watched The Grinch, and I was like, I haven't. So at least with Jim Carrey, so I watched it. And
Isn't it so good?
yeah, I liked it.
I love
Good.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Can't really beat that.
Yeah. So one more question before we thank you and end our session. Which PPG product would you bring if you were stranded on a desert island? Which product
Goodness.
would you bring?
So PPG owns a vast amount of stuff. I bet you if you went to your stores, I can point at stuff and you wouldn't even know PPG owned.
Oh wow.
Oh,
So
okay.
one might be a liquid nails, just for the adhesion and help build stuff and hold stuff together.
Okay. That's a really good one.
But a product we own that I know no one knows is called Rhodes Steel Wool. Did you know PPG owns steel wool?
no.
Exactly. Well, so we own a company. We own a bunch of brands. One's our Home X lineup. It's like a hodgepodge of everything. From aerosols, like spackling on the ceiling, to like plastic stuff for scrapers to do drywall and whatnot. But one's steel wool. And the reason that is steel wool takes a spark very well and ignites into a flame.
Cool.
What?
So if I was stranded, first thing I would be thinking of was fire, so you can warm and eat. I watch a lot of like Alone and Naked and Afraid
Nice.
stuff.
Yeah, so do I.
So steel wool, you hit a spark on it, it'll
It's a-
burst into flames.
I
That's
didn't know
awesome.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we taught somebody something
Yeah. Yep.
and learned about some more products that you guys have.
Yep.
That's
Road
really cool.
Steel. Everyone's like, well, you own it? I'm like, yeah, it's owned by us. And people are like, what? I'm like,
That's
Dude,
very
that's
cool.
so cool.
Yeah, I love that.
I didn't know that.
see?
That's pretty cool.
learn new stuff every day.
Yeah, right. That was a good answer.
Yeah, that was
Good
a great
answer. Both
answer.
those are
Hey,
pretty good
thanks.
answers. So
Yeah, I like that.
So thank you, Ryan, for coming and
Yes, thank
chatting
you
and
so
bantering
much.
with us.
No, it was my pleasure. Thank you. Thank
You
you.
will definitely get an invite back during the spring so we could talk about your stains, your
Absolutely.
exterior projects, and all that fun stuff.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yes, it was.
Thank you. You can shop our deal of the day, our sales flyer, all our fun PPG products at busybeaver.com 24/7 or stop in store.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
See you later.